Hello, hello, hello. It's Max here for another match day, our final match day in the group stage for the World Simulation Football Classic. I want to give a good 10 seconds for maybe one of the surprises of the Football Classic so far, the elimination of the British Isles. Nice. That's all I want to say. We got some great matchups here to determine many of these groups: Eurasia versus East Europe, Central Europe versus Northern Union, Canada versus Central America, South America versus Asia. Canada trying to make it through to the next round. Asia already qualified. But let's first focus on Eurasia versus Eastern Europe. Two teams with quite a few good players going up against each other. Eastern Europe want the 3 points, already had the 3. Looking there. Eastern Europe, if they win, chances are they will go through. And Eurasia want just a crazy win here. Make some moves with the goal difference and maybe sneak through to the next round. But here's Dobra to Slothinson. Flip on the ball. To Smalls. Smalls out on the right. Trying to make it past Genkel. Smalls. Going. Finds Capinas. To Smalls. To Sourwine. Sourwine with the shot and it's over. Kabiri on the ball. Finds Amoros. To Prosikin. Fiacre on the ball. Trying to find some space. It's a bad pass. Empire the Fourth is able to cut that out. Pinkman. Sourwine. Dilbridge on the ball. Back to Sourwine. To Smalls. Finds his way there. Finds Peters with a shot and is wide. Smalls on the ball. Cabinas to Smalls. Back to Cabinas. Cabinas with a shot. And Kabiri with a difficult save to make, but does it anyway. Dobrich on the ball. And Kabiri is able to cut that one out. Easy enough. Kabiri to Prosikin. To Fiacre. Trying to find. But Empire the Fourth's there to cut it out. Dobra. Slothinson. But Shaheen is able to get there first. Kabiri. Slothinson. To Cabinas. Cabinas on the right. Playing it down the line. Trying to find someone, but Kabiri makes save. Dobrich on the ball. It's been all Eastern Europe so far. Kabiri punches away, but only out to Smalls. Finds Suzuki. But out Turkeys. And I can't pronounce that last name. We'll give it a try. No, we're not. Vulcan. Pressing Smalls. Smalls finds Capinas. Capinas needs to find one. He does it all himself, but that wasn't an audio glitch. I just said does twice. Fantastic stuff in the commentary box. Slothinson, Empire the Fourth. Back to Dobra. Dobra cutting. Finds Pinkman. Pinkman to Dobra. Dobra with the shot, but Kabiri makes another fantastic save, but Dobra went a little bit too soon. Smalls with quite a bit of time on the ball so far to Capinas. Capinas cuts inside with a shot, and finally Capinas makes Eastern Europe go on top of Eurasia. 1-0. It's been all Eastern Europe so far, and Capinas does what he has to do, cuts inside, and just finally, I think it comes off for Amoros or something, but it's going to count for Capinas. Doesn't matter how you get the goal, as long as it finds its way into the back of the net, and you're not offsides, or there wasn't a handball. So I guess it does matter how it got into the back of the net. Dobrich, trying to find a second. Headed away by Shaheen, but only out to Smalls. Smalls getting pressed by Vulcan. To Pinkman. To Empire the Fourth. Playing it back, trying to recycle. Capinas. Gonna play it towards the halfway line. Pinkman getting pressed by Genkel. to flip. Flip to Smalls. Smalls taking it down the right to Kupinas. Kupinas gets taken down Dobrich with a shot, but it hits the post and is away. A holding of the breath for Eurasia, but it's not done yet. Bamford has the clear, and they do. Dobrich. And Vulcan's going to clear. Pinkman now. Finds Empire the fourth. To Slothinson. To Suzuki. But cut out by Bamford, but a poor pass. Finds its way to Dobra. On the left. Dobra. To Suzuki. To Smalls with a shot. And young man Smalls with a fantastic goal to get around Kabiri, who's already been on the ball so much today. And Eastern Europe handedly find themselves 2-0 up. They need to keep the goal difference high. And they need to have Norden not score as many as they do. I mean, Norden have to score quite a few, actually. They have a negative goal difference. Pinkman now. To Sauerwein. To Pinkman. Back to Mobek. Mobek kicks long, trying to find Smalls. Vulcan's there, but gets headed back to flip. To Smalls. Young man Smalls. Smalls. Taking it down the right. Finds Suzuki. Suzuki getting pressed by 3. Back to flip. To Smalls. It's a little 1-2. Slothinson. Back to Pinkman. Eastern Europe. Not getting pressed too hard. Fiacre's going to step up. Finds some space to Dobra. Dobra finds Smalls. Smalls down the right. Smalls doing it all himself. Is Smalls going to have another? Smalls with the cross. Kupinas! And there it is. Number 3. Within 40. Eastern Europe running rampant. Smalls orchestrating everything so far. Smalls trying to put it across. It gets kind of pushed away by Kabiri, but it finds its way into the most dangerous man that is on the pitch right now, Kupinas. And there's their second, and Eastern Europe's third. Eurasia unable to really create any chances so far. I don't see it getting any better. Persican able to cut it out. Back to Kabiri. Amoros to Fiacre. To Al-Kazmi. Al-Kazmi getting pressed. Kupinas with a fantastic slide tackle. Dobrich. A weak pass to Suzuki. Suzuki plays back to Smalls. Smalls to Dobrich. To Suzuki. Dobra with the shot. And Kabiri pushes it away and out for a Eastern Europe corner. Dobrich on the corner now. And Kabiri is able to cut that one out pretty handedly. Genkel getting pressed by 2. To Shaheen. Shaheen, a long touch, and Empire the Fourth is able to get that. Sauerwein to Pinkman. Pinkman to Slothinson. To Dobrich. Dobrich. Some quick passes. Smalls trying to find Kupinas. Does. Kupinas with the shot, but Kabiri once again makes the save. Having conceded 3, still not trying to keep the goal difference down. I mean, there's always a chance, right? Pretty minuscule chance, but nevertheless, chance is a chance. How many times have you heard those words before? Not many, I assume. That's probably an original thought. Kupinas now on the ball to Suzuki. Empire the Fourth finds Suzuki. Suzuki's going to have a shot. It's not the post. And the second time doesn't connect, and Smalls unable to get the clearance. Smalls on the throw-in. Slothinson. To Empire the Fourth. Empire the Fourth is going to take a long touch, but Shaheen's able to kind of push it away. Empire the Fourth down the left. Empire the Fourth going to do it themselves, but Kabiri once again is able to match basically all of Eastern Europe's attack. And there it is, halftime. Eastern Europe 3, Eurasia 0. Eurasia unable to register a shot on target so far. Yeah, Kabir's been fantastic this first half. And Smalls, I think, is my player of the match so far. Of course, Upinas with the 2 goals, but Smalls been quite literally pulling the strings. What do you? I guess it's called the puppeteer, right? Even if it's like Marionette's the one with the strings, right? It's still a puppeteer, the guy that's pulling the strings, right? I don't know. See, maybe if I was like a humanities major, my English vocabulary would be a little bit more expansive, but unfortunately, I went with the math route, which is why you can see that my math skills are so peak. Out Cosme to Vulcan. Vulcan cutting inside, but Talons is able to take it out. Now Cupinez on the counter. Cupinez down the right, but it's cleared away. Yeah, look at that average position with the ball for both teams. It's kind of ridiculous. Last at the Sauerwein. Sauerwein. Back to Pinkman. Pinkman to Empire the Fourth. Empire down left, getting pressed by Sheen. Shaheen's able to take with the ball. Shaheen into their own box. Fiacre clearing it, but only out to Smalls. Smalls to Sauerwein. Sauerwein to Dobra. Dobra with the shot, but it's way over. Yeah, it is wild. Average position with the ball. Quite literally everyone for Eastern Europe is above the halfway line, and it's quite the opposite for Eurasia. It's almost the same exact thing with average position without the ball, but yeah, quite literally nothing flowing through the Eurasia. They have 46% possession, which is kind of wild to me. I guess the amount of time that they have on the ball before they clear it adds up, right? Ankle to Shaheen. Shaheen to Dank Destro. And Mobek's able to make a save. They're first of the match, but funny enough, Shaheen was offside, so that shot on target won't even count. Smalls. 3 minutes left. Sauerwein. This may well be sending Eastern Europe through. Kapinas with the shot, and Kabiri makes one last save. They might have to make 1 or 2 more. I don't know why I'm saying one last. Dobrich. And this will definitely send Eurasia out of the Football Classic. Smalls to Dobrich. Dobrich with a shot, and Pedrag Dobrich gets Eastern Europe's 4th, and their first of the match. The defenders are saying offside. Didn't look offsides to me. But they're begging, they're pleading. They don't want it to be 4. Please, no. 4 is a bad number. But it is going to be disallowed. I think in China, 4 is the number of death. You could say that failing to qualify is like the death of the Football Classic team. But it's not going to be 4, so I don't know what that says. What's 3 in like, what's the symbolism of 3 in China? I don't know. Pupinas. Palazzo. Empire the Fourth. Empire the Fourth on the left, trying to find that 4th. Dobrich. And Kabiri makes 1 more save. I think that this one might be the last. Dobrich on the corner. I guess that counts as a save, right? No, not really. And there it is, full time. Eastern Europe 3, Eurasia 0. Eurasia crashing out of the World Cup, unable to muster up a single point, unfortunately for them. And now Eastern Europe are going to be keenly watching Norden versus Central Europe to see if the Nords are able to create some kind of wonder class against the Central Europeans and just mess up all Eastern Europe's hopes and dreams, which they say anything's possible. But here we go, Central Europe versus Northern Union. Northern Union need to win by quite a lot. And by like quite a lot, I mean like I can't even tell you how many goals. We'll see in a second. And after that, we have Group B, and with that, will be heading into the quarterfinals. I think I'm gonna be commenting that one too. Hoping to see that some penalties. It's gonna be real interesting, but there's gonna be visibly couple teams missing from those quarterfinals. Some a little bit more visible than others. All right, the jokes have gotten unfunny at this point. It does actually suck. But Central Europe versus Northern Union, we'll see who's able to. Central Europe's, I think, really already qualified. Have they? No, hypothetically. No, hypothetically, if Northern Union just like kill the goal difference, Central Europe could somehow find themselves out of this World Simulation Football Classic. The name's long. I do like the name the World Cup. I'm not gonna lie. Like I understand why we've called it this way, but nevertheless, yeah. Hypothetically, Northern Union needs to. See, this is why. Okay, -2, and Central Europe has 5. It's a seven goal difference, but yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, Northern needs to beat Central Europe by 7 goals. Or Norden can beat Central Europe. I think Eastern Europe had what, 2 goal difference, right? So they'd have to beat them by 4. No, it's a lie. No, because Central Europe 5. It'd have to be 5. So they need to win by a margin of 5 or 7. 7 sends Central Europe out of this football classic, and 5 sends Eastern Europe. But here's Hackney with the shot, and Satoshi able to make an early save. Me using my math skills to figure out goal difference. What does this world come to? Skopgard. Trying to find someone. Headed away by Millwall. Corner him. Hakkinen to Sanji. Sanji with the shot. And Satoshi makes another early save. But this time Sanji was a little bit offsides. Norden want their 5 or 7 goals. Need to just put on a masterclass right here. Gaisberg to Clark. Finds close on the right. To Clark. Clark with the shot, but it's way over, curling, and way wide. Skopgard now. To Lind. To Skopgard. Getting pressed by Grundar. Grudnar. Great English. Running him. Ohen. There we go. Gaisberg. To Close. Close with the shot. And it's blocked by Gunnarsson. And it's going to be out for Central Europe corner. Central Europe really just want to score goals for the love of the game. I mean, to be fair, they win. They automatically. It's a winner tie automatically guarantees their promotion. Not promotion. What am I talking about? My word. Skopgard. Their qualification. I guess you could say hypothetically, like, you're promoted to the next round, right? But it's not the same way. Skopgard. Caspian this time. Not Dina. Hoffman getting pressed by Grudnar. Passing it back to Revest. My word. And Walker with a fantastic cutout. Here's a Central Europe counterattack. Grudnar trying to find someone in the middle. And it's headed up Chevalier, but it's just wide. Revest. Finds Dino. Down the left, down the right. Uncooked. Sanji, who's on sides? And there it is, Blackleg Sanji with their first in the match. But gets called off. And Norden trying to find their first in the match. Get theirs called off. Quite offsides. Satoshi. To Ruben. To Hoffman. Dina. Getting pressed. Lind. Ruben. Maidson. To Hakkinen. Gunnarsson. Caspian. And here's Hohan. Oh my word. Grudnar. Down the left. And it's blocked by Revest. Millwall. Nakuro. In the middle, but Sanji almost able to cut it out, but Gaisberg gets it right back. Gaisberg finds Clark on the right. On an M. And he's just headed over. Maidson on the ball. Norden trying to open up this, and it's off the crossbar and away. Grodnar trying to start off a Central European counter, but they're going to take a quick breath. Norden knocking on the door. I mean, you look at this XG and you say, I don't know what door they're knocking on, probably the wrong one. But it feels like it, spiritually. Kanicki to Gaisberg. On the right. Finds Clark. Clark on the right. Trying to find someone. Finds... Chevalier, but it's headed over and away. Through a body, I couldn't see who... sea of bodies, I could not see whose body came out on top. Need glasses, among other things. I have glasses. Not on me. Reading glasses must be tough. Caspian to Lind. Oh man, I know that fate's soon approaching me. Especially given the amount of blue light that I'm going to be having on my eyes within the next 30 years. Dina taking it down the middle. Dina finds Hakkinen to Maidson. Back to Stamp to Hakkinen. Hakkinen trying to find Ruben with the shot, but Satoshi able to make a fine save, but banked Ruben. Was offside anyway. And there we go, 0-0 between Central Europe and Norden. This is heavily favoring Central Europe, who will go through with this result, and Norden need to score 5 or 7 this second half. A tall task given the fact that they've only had one shot on target so far. But anything can happen. This is football. Grodnar really able to control the midfield so far for Central Europe. They've looked good so far. They've had some good chances. I think it's taking quite a while because of the subs. You know, I've read a book recently that was talking about silence and how it's like there's art in the silence. I don't think the commentator's job is to be silent, but sometimes it's nice to just hear the ambiance, right? I tell that to myself every single time that I don't have anything to say. Salaka. Walker able to cut down Salaka, but it's free kick for Norden. Stamps is Yeoman. Gunnarsson. To Lind. Finds Salaka. Salaka having to come deep because of a short pass from Lind. Stamp to Yeoman. Yeoman out on the left. Trying to find Varnson. Heads it back to Salaka. Salaka gonna have a shot blocked by Millwall. Right now. And it's cleared away. Close. Trying to start off a counter. Close. Clark now. First under European corner. Headed back to Schmidt. Clark. Schmidt with the shot and Rivest is able to push it away. Up and away. Is that Buzz Lightyear saying? Clark. Honing in. It's off the crossbar and away. Clark now. Gunnarsson. To Yeoman. Finds Varnson. Taking another pitch to Dina Skoggaard. To Ahmed. On the right, but gets taken away by Chevalier. Millwall. A bad pass to Barnson. Barnson with the shot, and it's over. Time running out for Norden. They need 5 or 7. If it was 6, it would be funnier. Skogard. Caspian. Poor pass, Chevalier. Kanicki to Klaus. Close. To Clark. Clark with a shot. Blocked by Skogard. On to them. And it's cleared away. Gaisberg trying to collect for Central Europe. Trying to keep the opportunity alive. Down the right. Stamp. Able to knock the ball away from Gaisberg, but Gaisberg able to come back and collect. And Yeoman once again is able to finally knock it out for a throw-in. Mason. Cleared away by Okoro. Close. Against 2. Gaisberg kind of storming up, but owning him. Putting in the motors, but Caspian is able to cut that out. Ahmed to Sioman. Sioman on the left. Sioman has only one compatriot. Barnson with the shot. And there it is. Kel Barnson, but this one might also be offsides. Seems like it will. Tough for Norden. They've already scored 2 this match, but both have not counted. I don't know if those lines were drawn correctly. That looked onside to me. I'm sorry. Balaka to Walker. Chevalier. This is looking all green for Central Europe. Not for Central Europe. For them too, but for Eastern Europe especially. Walker to Gaisberg. Gaisberg with the shot. Fenced away. Clark on the corner. Trying to find someone. Got it away, but only out to Schmidt. To Gaisberg. Back to Okoro. No wall. Clark. Met. Clears away Stamp. Schmidt to collect for Central Europe. Time taken away for Norden. Kanicki and Mason clears it once more. Schmidt to collect. To Gaisberg. Back to Schmidt. Mason clears it. Trying to find Seelman. Unable to. Kanicki's there first. To Okoro. Gunnarsson now on the ball for Norden. Norden need 5 and 15. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but this is looking ever so unlikely. Clark to Kanicki. Owning him. To Clark. To Kanicki. To Clark. Clark with the shot, and Stamp clears once more. The plus was offsides. Revest to Caspian. Finds Ahmed. Ahmed in the middle. Trying to find a man. Finds Yeoman. And a poor pass, and Chevalier is able to cut it out. Schmidt. Central Europe going the other way. Clark on the right. Clark trying to find someone in the middle. Finds close. And Revest able to handily grab that. Clark. Finds Okoro with a shot, but it's over. And Honan M was offsides early. In the play. To Dina Skogard. Finds Solaka. Solaka does Norden have their first. Walker is able to cleanly get that away, but Skogard, Caspian to Mason to Shioman, and Toshi's able to carry it away, but Shioman offsides. I mean, the story of the match has been offsides and just missed chances. I don't know. What do you even call them, missed chances? Clark trying to find someone, and it's cleared off the line by Shioman. That's a missed chance. Yep, offsides and missed chances is the best way that I would describe this game. Solaka. Farnson heading it further up. No one's there. Okoro to Walker. Gaisberg. Owning him. Revest. Tuckrow, Clark, Gaisberg, Waka able to cut that out, but passes to Schmidt for some reason. Not the right player, not the right way. Walker now. Gaisberg, Central Europe basically toying with Norden at this point. Gaisberg to Clark. It was a tall task for Norden, but it doesn't look like. And Reves makes a fine save. Schmidt unable to make it into the back of the net with that shot. Clark up and clears. I mean, yeah, it was a tall task for Norden, but doesn't seem like they're really going to have any chance of completing that tall task. You know, maybe 1 goal, 2 on an M. It's cleared away. Chevalier collects once more. Once again headed away. Is this match going to end 0-0? I'm feeling a strong 0-0 here. Yeah, seems like Central Europe is going to march out of this group. Top of the table if results hold. Stamp. And Eastern Europe is going to follow them into the quarterfinals with 6 points, while Norden is going to be, I guess, left behind with only 4. Sounds so like sad, left behind. Lind with the bicycle, but Satoshi is able to easily just kind of pick away that weak bicycle. Walker. I mean, when the chance presents itself, the chance presents itself, right? But I don't know if you guys played FIFA 23, but off of corners, like the strat was always bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. My friends would always get like really pissed at me when I would abuse that tactic, but a goal's a goal, game's game. What can you say? I think the games are going to be over. Dina to Salaka. Walls. Gaisberg. Back to Ogro. Ogro could probably sit down on the ball and that'd be game over. Ogro, but it's his second play to close. Central Europe want one more. They want to finish with 9, but a poor touch. And I think that's going to be it. There it is, full time, 0-0. A snooze fest, some might say. Others might say, enjoy the group stage while you can, because next time, everything matters. Not like this game didn't matter. I don't really know what I was trying to say with that. But nevertheless, just a really boring game. For Fernand Reves with the player of the match, not the player for Norden that you want to see getting a player of the match. You were hoping that it was going to be some kind of striker, but none of the strikers decided to step up today. Norden crashing out with 4 points. 4 points, a respectable 4 points, but still 4 points is not going to do the job. And Central Europe tops the group with Eastern Europe coming in second and Eurasia in last. Yeah, I guess Eurasia is an interesting name. I don't know, I like it. But Group B is going to be next up Canada versus Central America first. So, Asia already qualified. It's really a battle for second. Here are some possible scenarios. Canada wins, they automatically go through. Canada ties. South America needs to beat Asia by quite a lot. Not by quite a lot. I think South America has a -1 right now. Canada has like a negative something right now. We'll see. We'll see real quick. But yeah, if Canada ties, South America need to win to be able to qualify in second. And if Central America and Caribbean beat Canada and South America lose to Asia handedly, Central America and Caribbean will find themselves in second. Currently at bottom of the table, yeah, -5. Really, if Canada and Central America and Caribbean tie, it's looking real good for South America. But if Central America and Caribbean win, the whole panorama changes. But here's noseworthy. Central America and Caribbean, I think, quite literally with the lowest TPE, with the lowest ability player by player in the Football Classic. So the tail is not the tail. The task is tough, but nothing's impossible. Maybe except takes flying. But here's Santori. Santori offsides. Santori finds Agachuthu to Diaz. To Maldonado. Trying to find Taputzli. Is able to. Potzley finds Gang. Gang with the shot, and Wall Jr. makes a fantastic save. Early in the match, Central American Caribbean looking on top. Tehiron. Maldonado now. Dagachuthu with the shot, but Crouch was able to make a block. Tehiron on the corner. Will we be saying Tehiron a lot this match? We'll see. Munoz. Dagachuthu getting pressed by Mandagoran. To Tehiron. Getting pressed by Mograin. To Diaz. To Potzley. It's a real interesting formation. A 5-back, but the wingbacks are playing in line with the 3 center backs. See how that kind of turns out. Mograin. To Mandragoran. Mograin. Crow edge. Ball. Not Calvin. Mandragoran. Scraper. Let me get the last name Scraper. Munoz now. Central America trying to start off a counter. Munoz. Going to Tehiron. To Santori. Santori with the shot, but Walt Jr. makes a nice save. Maldonado. To Munoz. To Diaz. To Yang. Agachuthu with the shot, but Croach is able to make a block. To Potzley. To Diaz. To Maldonado. Gang with the shot. And once again, it's out for a Central American Caribbean corner. Tehiron. Well, Junior. Wait, isn't it Central America and the Caribbean? I don't know, maybe that's not like the American way of saying it. Volta. With the shot. It's blocked. And Maldonado trying once again, but Aguilera is able to easily hold the ball. Aguilera. Okay. Taking it down. Kind of pushed off the ball by Diaz. Tehiron to Noseworthy. To Maldonado. To Potzley. Diaz. Agachuthu. Yang. Diaz. Herrera. Central American Caribbean playing some tiki-taka. Tehiron. Agachuthu. Munoz. Munoz is going to have a shot, and it's right at Walt Jr. Walt Jr. is able to save that easily. Canada getting pressed early. Central American Caribbean looking to find a win here. Tentacles. The ball. Tentacles. To Volta. Ball. Gonna have a shot, but Aguilera makes a fantastic save. That's out for Canadian corner. Oh, it is the Caribbean Federation. Huh. I don't understand region of Canada, but hey, to each their own. I'm not the one that makes these federation names. Agachuthu. Maybe next time I'll try to say some region of Canada. Tehiron. Munoz with a shot. And there it is, Jonathan Munoz with Central American Caribbeans first. Is it going to be onside though? I think it was. And this really does change the panorama for Group B. And it is Jonathan Munoz able to put Central American Caribbean up first. Tehiron. Potzley. And Munoz with just a curler. He's able to get past Wall Jr. And what an important goal for Central American Caribbean. Going up early. Or I guess not that early. Mograin with the shot, and Alexander Mograin is able to equalize for Canada. But both on the sides. I think it was. And Central America and the Caribbean are able to take a deep breath right there. Would have been so sad to concede right after you score, but you know what they say. You're always the most vulnerable when you just score. Santori. Off the throw from Tehiron. Herrera. Diaz. The gang. I got Chufu. Trying to find someone. Finds Maldonado to Diaz. Diaz. Can have a shot, does. And Wall Jr. is able to easily make a save. Ledwicke. De Huron able to cut that out to Santori. Finds Sapotsley. Mograine. Santori. I mean, Central American and Caribbean have looked so good this game. De Huron. De Huron trying to find a second. Agachuku. And there it is. Babatunde Agachuku. Makes Central America and the Caribbean second. And Canada looking like they're on their way out. I mean, they lose this game. It is definitely, they're on their way out. De Huron to Agachuku. And De Huron does what he does best. Get assists. Make plays. Find the passes. What a player De Huron is. Tentacles. Scraper to Tentacles to Scraper to McNeil. Cleared away. Ledwicke. Gang. Croach. Mandragora. I mean, a 2-goal lead is a nice lead, but it's not too nice. Tentacles. A third would do Central American Caribbean wonders. A first would do Canada wonders. And it was offside by someone. I'm not too sure who. And there it is, halftime. Central American Caribbean 2, Canada 0. Central American Caribbean deservedly up. 7 shots on target, 1.62 XG. And Canada really haven't produced a single thing this match. When you get overconfident, that's when things go wrong. And Canada looked overconfident before this match. And now, the confidence is slowly shrinking. Smith coming on for Canada this second half. Mandragora to McNeil. It's a quiet start for the second half. Not looking good for Canada. Canada needs 3 to guarantee themselves going into the next round. Mash dash, Maldonado, Tipotsley trying to find Central America's third. De Huron now. De Huron cutting inside. De Huron's going to have a shot as blocked. And Satori's going to go out to collect. That's out for a Canadian throw-in. Agachuku, Babatunde. It's just such a nice name. I said it, in the way that it appeared like on a government document, but here's Noseworthy. The game's not over yet. Almost cut out by ball, but Gang is there to get first. Munoz, Tagachuku, Santori. Santori has space. Santori gonna do it on themselves with a shot, but it's wide. Santori trying to do it on themselves, but doesn't get the shot right. Would have been nice. Going into the 80th minute, he's looking ever so sweet for Central America and the Caribbean. Currently sitting at right now they're sitting in second, that's for sure, but at the beginning of this match day, they were at the bottom of the table. But what does that matter? It matters where you end up at the end of this match day. Maldonado now. Central American Caribbean have 5 minutes to keep this lead. Maybe get one more. De Huron Canada need 3 to guarantee themselves, or at least need 2 to not crash out. And there it is, Jonathan Munoz with their second of the match. And Central America and the Caribbean are looking like they're going through for right now. Still, we have South America versus Asia to play. But this is a fantastic result for them. The lowest TPE of this group. Lowest on player ability, player by player. But when you have players like Jonathan Munoz, De Huron, Agatufu, Tipotsley, and a variety of others, you're never down and out. This is what happens when you put tactics over just straight up player ability. Yang to Santori. Santori is looking like it's all over for Canada. Canada who started this match day in second, are going to crash out of the group. Maldonado. And there it is. Central America and the Caribbean 3, Canada 0. A wonderful result for Central America and Caribbean and a disastrous result for Canada. You wouldn't see too many pundits saying that this would have happened. I didn't make a prediction before the game, so I can't say that, oh, I had the foresight. But, just because you're player by player and player of the match goes to Andre De Giron, without a doubt. Just what a player. No matter the team that they're on, always just making fantastic plays. Always a joy to watch. And there it is. Canada versus Central America. Central America right now on 4 points in second, but South America have the chance if they beat Asia by a handy amount. They also have -1 goal difference, so it'd have to be a 3-goal lead, a 3-0 win, maybe one more if they really want to guarantee it. I'm not too sure because head-to-head's also similar. I think after that is like yellow cards, and I have generally no idea who has less yellow cards. But South America need at least three versus Asia, who have already qualified for the next round. But if you ask me, it's going to be a tough task. Very, very tough task. And here we go, South America with an interesting formation versus Asia. We're coming with a 4-back. And another rather interesting formation. Takahashi out on the right all alone. And there it is. Central America have 2 goals in favor for their goal difference. So South America need at least 3 and a win. And Mourinho getting it started off the match. Didier to Francis. De Mourinho. Xavier now. A poor pass. Takahashi's able to collect. Panda. Tsujiha with the shot. And it's way away. Way away. What does that mean? Francis. Coco. It's a catch. He's able to make it. Easy save. And Coco was outside anyway. Coco's an interesting name. I've said that before. I think when I announced their draft, I said what Coco means was coconut in Spanish. How could you have been a coconut, you ask? Why do you ask so many questions? At like 2%. On the right, Asia trying to find a goal. Warwick they don't even need a goal. They just want to make South America miserable. Warwick with a shot, and there it is. Canada's unable to make a save. Xavier throws his fist in the air, a little bit upset. And Chris Warwick with a fantastic curler into the bottom corner. Maybe a little bit taller, a little bit more agile, and Canada would have gotten there. But these are not the facts. The facts are Chris Warwick with a fantastic goal to open up the match for Asia. Asia want to finish with 9 just for the love of the game. And I respect it. The love of the game is the love of the game. You want as many points as you want. Like, what am I going to say? No, just like line the floor and let South America score 7. I believe in game. Xavier to Luis Jr. to De Silva. Silva on the right, getting it past Panda. To Silva. To Monroe. To Francis. Can't find De Silva. Mitidiero. To Salazar with the shot, and Takechi makes a nice save. Salazar on the corner for South America. South America now need for Xavier with the header, and it's way over. Can I say how much I dislike Xavier? Oh, I hate that man. Living in Germany in a nice apartment, and then he says that he dislikes commentators like me. What a terrible person. I dislike Xavier the most. At like 2%. Was that a bit? I don't know. Chris Warwick to Misukana. Finds Kilganon. De Silva able to cut that out. Here's a South America counter. De Silva laying it forward. De Silva trying to find someone in the middle. Are they able to? De Silva takes their time. And it's cleared away by Hashimoto. Xavier trying to catch up with Wang Jihao, and he does. Luis Jr. to Mitidiero. De Silva on the right. De Silva finds Francis. Francis with the shot, and Takechi is able to punch it over. De Mourinho. Hashimoto able to cut out that corner. They were trying to do the short pass, and Luis Jr. is able to match Hashimoto. And Salazar's going to get to it before the halftime. And there it is, Asia 1, South America 0. South America need 4, maybe 5 if they really want to guarantee that next round. And they've produced little to nothing so far. You know, you can blame a lot of things for why South America have not been doing too well this cup. But at the same time, I don't know. You have the tools that you have, and if you can't use the tools correctly, this is what happens. But also, there's quite a few young people on the squad. Central America also have a very, very young squad. I'm very interested to see how they kind of shape up for the next football classic. But hey, that's a year away. We got to focus on what we have right now. Oh my word, a year away. I'm still at the. I don't know. Does a year feel like long for folks? Who knows? I think that if you ask certain people, they'll say that I'm an older folk, and I'll tell you I don't know what you're talking about. But I guess there's a balance, or it's perspective. That's the word I'm looking for. Here's that like 2%. The perspective that I have is that my phone is never at 2%. Emerson with a shot, and Rigby Emerson finds the angle, and Canada's unable to make a save, and there's Asia's second. It's disaster for South America. They need 5 now. Oh. No, they need 6. It's probably getting worse. At like 2%. Finds Hashimoto, who finds Emerson, and Emerson is able to find a corner, and Canada just doesn't get their hands right whatsoever. And Rigby Emerson with a fantastic second goal. Xavier on the ball. Monroe. Xavier finds De Soto. Quick Francis. Go Francis to De Silva. And Panda is able to get it away from De Silva. But it's head down from Monroe to De Silva. De Silva to Coco. And Takechi with a fantastic save. Takechi's been on their game. Right now, it's looking like Central America and the Caribbean's going through. I'd say chances are that they will. Takechi punches it over. And who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? But hey, that's football. Salazar. Xavier. Red Panda with an old goal. Can they give that to Xavier, please? I guess Panda puts the final touch on it. If you're telling me that wasn't on target at first, I'm telling you, what are you smoking? But nevertheless, there's South America's first. They need 5 more. Wang Jihao trying to make sure that it's... And there it is. Wang Jihao off from a fantastic free kick. Asia 3, South America 1. And it's looking like it's all over for South America. They need like 8 now. lost complete and utter count. I think right now they're sitting at -3, so they'd need 5 more. So 6. They need 6 more if they really want to like go through. With 12 minutes left, it's looking almost impossible. Xavier trying to cut it out, but it finds Emerson first. Getting pressed by Xavier. Xavier already on a yellow. Get a red, son. Emerson getting pressed by Xavier. To Francis. To Hashimoto. Warwick. Chris Warwick. Chris Warwick with a shot in Kansas. Makes, I think, their first save of the game. Yeah, it was their first save of the game. Asia have had 4 shots on target, and 3 of them have been goals. Headed away by someone. To Panda. Panda. To Hashimoto. Finds Warwick. Warwick's going to have a shot, and Canders makes another save. Their second of the match. I like 2%. Asia handily going through. And Central America and the Caribbean's a surprise to make it out of this group. I like 2%. Hashimoto to Emerson. Rigby Emerson. And Canders makes a fantastic save. Hashimoto now. Work with header. And it's away. De Silva and Salazar are the highlights of South America so far. Mithadiero also playing very well. The defense not doing too hot. Francis to Kirkpatrick. I mean, if you really review the goals, Chris Warwick was a screamer. Maybe if the goalkeeper was taller and more agile, they would have gotten there. Warwick with a shot. The Rigby Emerson goal was a very tight angle that Canders maybe should have gotten to. And then the third, I think, was just... I can't remember the third, honestly. Salazar trying to find Xavier. But Coco to Francis. Francis to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick to De Silva. De Silva is going to have a shot. It's blocked. Salazar is going to have another shot, but Takechi makes a fantastic save. And with 2 goals left, 2 goals, my word, 2 minutes left, Central America and the Caribbean are probably, not even probably, are going to go through. It's been a fantastic last match day for them. Able to keep a clean sheet against South America, which many thought were unlikely. And able to handily beat Canada 3-0. That's what happens when you put tactics over ability. And unfortunately, South America weren't able to replicate that tactics over ability here. I like 2% on the right. Trying to put a fourth in the wound. Francis. Takahashi. Oi. I haven't said their name too much. Oi, getting pressed by Mithadiero. Mithadiero able to push it away. And there it is. South America out of the World Simulation Football Classic. Asia with 9 points, making it into the quarterfinals. And the next video that you will be seeing is the quarterfinal draw. I want to look at these groups again. But Chris Warwick with player of the match. A fantastic goal. And Sandro De Silva, the, I guess, best out of South America's 11. Why did South America not play Rivera? I don't know. South America's also pretty young, I guess, all things considered. You have some S20 players, some S23 players. I think probably one of the older groups, or one of the older teams is like the Pyrenees, which is going to be interesting to see how they make their way around. But at the same time, Pyrenees is just such a common, I guess, place to be born, geographically speaking. I mean, if we're talking real numbers, Asia's the actual place where the most people are born. But nevertheless, looking at the groups, unfortunately, we can only see Group A. So be it. Looking at the matches today, Eastern Europe handily beats Eurasia. Central Europe and Norden tied 0-0. Central Europe and Eastern Europe are going to make it through. The Europeans, I guess Eurasia is technically also European. And then in Group B, Central American Caribbean, the surprise, is able to beat Canada 3-0. And South America falling 3-1 to Asia. Central American Caribbean are going to go through in that second spot. And Asia with 9 points are going through with 9. And there it is. Let's head into the quarterfinals. I'll see you guys there. I'm pretty sure I'm commentating that one. Will Benelux be able to defend their championship? Will the Pyrenees be able to potentially win the Football Classic? Will Central America and Caribbean continue to surprise? And let me think. Central Europe and Asia, good chances there too. Eastern Europe, good chance. Anything can happen. Benelux could have an off day, but I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys, and goodbye.